This morning, when you poured your morning coffee and casually glanced through the frosted glass of your kitchen window, you likely assumed that you were the sole observer of the natural world. You saw a sudden flash of vivid, electric blue darting across the winter-stripped branches. A blue jay, pausing for a mere fraction of a second before vanishing into the dense canopy above. To you, it felt like a fleeting, entirely random encounter in the quiet backdrop of your domestic life. But in the hidden, complex dimensions of your backyard ecosystem, absolutely nothing is random. And that pane of glass separating your warm kitchen from the biting cold outside is not the one-way mirror you believe it to be. Long before your hand even approached the metallic handle of the back door, a highly sophisticated, evolutionary security protocol was already underway. You were not the observer in this scenario. You were the subject of intense, calculated scrutiny.
Welcome to the invisible architecture of your own garden, a space you thought belonged entirely and legally to you.
Which has actually been meticulously mapped, constantly analyzed, and relentlessly categorized by an intelligence far more ancient than our own. We tend to look at the birds at our feeders and see simple creatures driven purely by the immediate desperation of hunger. We see them as tiny, fragile machines programmed to peck, fly, and survive. But the corvid mind, the sprawling biological family to which the blue jay belongs, operates on a completely different frequency of awareness. When that vibrant blue sentinel lands on the wooden edge of your cedar feeder, it is not merely looking for a scattered
handful of black oil sunflower seeds or a discarded peanut. It is actively looking for you. It is running a continuous,
multivariable equation based on your historical behavior. The moment the first autumn leaf touches the ground, these birds begin to compile a comprehensive psychological dossier on the giant, bipedal creature that controls the primary food source. They are observing the precise geometry of your face. Unlike many other species that only recognize general
shapes or movement patterns, blue jays possess an astonishing capability for facial recognition. They know the exact
distance between your eyes. They recognize the specific slope of your shoulders when you walk out carrying the heavy bag of seed, compared to the relaxed posture you hold when you are merely stepping out to check the weather. And it extends far beyond just the visual spectrum. As the evaluation moves past your physical appearance, they begin to construct a deeply detailed acoustic profile of your daily existence. They have cataloged the unique, rhythmic squeak of your specific back door hinge opening. They can distinguish the heavy, deliberate crunch of your winter boots on the gravel path from the lighter, more erratic footsteps of your neighbor, or the dreaded approach of the neighborhood cat. They have learned the exact acoustic signature of the metal scoop scraping against the bottom of the plastic seed bucket. To them, these idioms are not just random noises bleeding out from the human world. These are highly specific, auditory triggers that dictate their survival strategy for the day. They have memorized your schedule with a precision that would rival any modern timepiece. They know that you typically emerge at precisely 7 in the morning. And if you decide to sleep in on a cold
Sunday, altering the established routine of their environment, you might suddenly hear a sharp, scolding call piercing
through your bedroom window. You might think it is just a bird making noise in the trees. But it is not just noise. It is a direct reprimand. It is a vocalization of their disrupted expectations. They are demanding to know why the established contract of your shared territory has been temporarily breached. This is where the profound illusion of reciprocity begins to take root in the soil of your backyard. When you finally walk out and fill the tray, and they immediately swoop down, just inches from your head, you feel a sudden, warming rush of connection. You feel an undeniable sense of being appreciated by the wild. You start to believe that they are grateful. And while their biological imperative is indeed
driven by the cold calculus of calories and winter fat reserves, the psychological bridge that is built in that specific
moment is entirely real. By consistently showing up, by proving yourself to be a reliable, non-threatening provider in a world that is otherwise entirely hostile to them. You transition from being a potential predator to becoming a fixed, anchored deity in their chaotic landscape. You are no longer just a human living in a house. You have become a vital,
integrated component of the local forest's infrastructure. They will begin to bring their newly fledged offspring to
your yard in the summer. The older birds will sit on the peripheral branches, demonstrating to the younger generation
that your specific face, your specific door, and your specific yard are safe zones. They are passing down cultural knowledge about you. You are being written into the generational memory of the local flock. Your acts of quiet generosity are being recorded in the wild narrative of the woods. And perhaps this is the ultimate reason why we are so deeply drawn to the quiet, solitary act of feeding the birds. In a modern world defined by digital isolation, relentless speed, and a profound disconnection from the earth, the simple realization that a wild, fiercely intelligent creature has validates our existence in the natural order. It reminds us that we are seen, that our quietest actions matter, and that we are intimately tethered to the pulse of life just beyond the glass. Tomorrow morning, when the sun just begins to
break over the frost, try shifting the position of your feeder just a few feet to the left. Stand behind the glass.
Remain perfectly still and watch how quickly the intelligence network of your yard adapts to your subtle change. Let me know in the comments below how long it takes for the first blue sentinel to analyze the new parameters. And if you wish, this to continue translating the hidden language of the creatures that share your sanctuary, make sure to subscribe and walk with us into the trees in our next chapter. The truth is, your garden is not just a patch of grass. It is a sprawling,
living theater of survival, memory, and profound connection, waiting silently for you to notice. The wild is watching.
And it remembers everything. It remembers the very first time you scattered seeds. It remembers the times you startled them, and the times you moved with the gentle slowness of the wind to let them eat in absolute peace. When you look into the dark, obsidian bead of a blue jay's eye, you are not just looking at a bird. You are looking at a mirror reflecting
your own capacity for care. You are looking into an ancient, calculating consciousness that has decided, against all its
primal instincts, that you are a friend. This silent, beautiful negotiation happens every single day, right outside your window, in the quietest corners of your own backyard. It is a testament to the enduring, invisible threads that bind to the untamed world, reminding us that even in our most isolated moments, we are never truly alone. The forest knows you, it watches you, and in its own wild, unpredictable way, it accepts you.
May you always find peace in the presence of these winged guardians, watching over your garden until the end of days.